Good morning. Ew. Each time I do one of these videos, I feel like my hair is getting grayer and grayer. Anyway, so I am 1 week past my operation, and it went well. So we went last Sunday and got my COVID test, and then the following morning was when the surgery was scheduled. And my doctor, who is fantastic, went to a fishing tournament that weekend and was hoping to be back. And so we scheduled it for Monday morning at like 6:30 a.m. is my show up time at the Mayo Clinic. And I got there and they said, oh, sorry, canceled. Okay, so we rescheduled it for 2 o'clock that afternoon. And we get there and they came out and told me it is canceled again because he couldn't get off the tarmac. So I was like, oh no, is he going to get here anytime soon? They said, he's certain he'll be here tomorrow. So we scheduled it for the following morning. So Tuesday morning, I went into pre-op, and sure enough, he was there, and he placed 9th, I think, out of 55 or so groups, and I was very proud of him. He did a great job, and so we got prepared for my surgery, and it went without a hitch that I know of. I slept through the whole thing, but after all the delays and the hotels, which I think we found the worst hotel on the coast of in Jacksonville. Take that back. Probably the worst hotel in all of Florida. Well, I was going to say Florida, but I'm going in all of the U.S., or at least the East Coast. It was terrible, but you know, all these things fall together and they're good things to talk about. So anyway, so the surgery went well. The surgery was a vulvectomy. And so mid-October, I found a lump, and I sent a picture to the Mayo Clinic for my doctor to take a look at it, and they can't really tell anything from a picture, but he said, yeah, it'll be okay. Or his nurse told me, don't worry about it, it looks benign. Okay. So when my bonus daughter's wedding was over, we took another picture, and sent it off to him, and they said, oh yeah, that's no good. So we went up, and the surgery was a actual vulvectomy. Now it's very unsettling to have cancer in your body, and I mean, you guys know this. It's very unsettling to have this cancer in your body, and it's this mysterious thing. Well, when it's on the outside of your body, it's beyond mysterious. It's very, I don't know what's the word. I feel like it's just an eye-opener for sure. And so this mass got bigger during those 3 or 4 weeks, and it was very unsettling. So in the end, he did the vulvectomy, and if you look on YouTube or Google pictures or whatever, anyway, there's a lot of pictures, and it doesn't look anything like that. So thankfully, he did a great job. And so my follow-up is on December 2nd, at which point I'll go back and he'll take the stitches out and everything will be just fine. But it was very shocking to actually see this mysterious thing that's been happening on the inside of me actually show up and be visible on the outside. It got me thinking a lot, and so I'm wondering about the mitotic rate of my cancer. So they tell me it doesn't make it a difference. It's high grade, which means it's got a high mitotic rate. But I would think knowing that mitotic rate would help them understand how quickly it's going to metastasize, or once it metastasizes somewhere, how big it's going to grow or how quickly it's going to grow. And so that I'm still wondering about that. I don't know. Anyway, they're so concerned, they upped my scan schedule from every 3 months to every 2 months because they don't want me to go that long without having things checked, as aggressive as it is. And that was pretty aggressive, like a very small lump to like a giant lump. For me, it was giant anyway. I mean, come on. So anyway, the other thing I've been wondering is about hormone receptors. Now they say that um, hormones actually feed this cancer, and so I'm wondering why not test that to see if my cancer has hormone receptors, because once the hormone receptors are like a pocket, and a hormone gets in there and it's yummy 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 yummy, and it just gets bigger, it just eats those hormones. And so I'm wondering, does it have any of this? Because it would be lovely, wonderful to be able to stop this growth, or even just slow it down at that point rather than having surgery. Wouldn't it be great if there was a way to prevent it from growing altogether? But right, wishing for a cure, hoping for a cure, whatever, just thinking of it, thinking. So anyway, the hormone receptors, that one really, I'm interested in that. And when I talked to the doctor about that initially, he said, oh, the hormone receptors, the hormone blockers are hard on your body too, and because we talked about chemotherapy and radiation and all that, so he said they're hard on your body too. So I don't know. So I'm still researching that. I've never been more adept at reading medical stuff, so there goes that. So anyway, that's what I've been going through. And my caregiver, my husband, my prince, he's been fantastic, and he can't do enough for me. He wants to make me an extra cup of coffee, makes me meals. He wants me to just sit and get better, and so he's just been fantastic, and I'm very, very fortunate to have him here with me. So he has his own cancer he's dealing with. He's dealing with polycythemia vera, which we got some his bone marrow results back, and it looks not so bad. I'm very pleased because a lot of it is controllable with medications, but what's not controllable are your own thoughts. With any cancer, your thoughts go wild, and in the middle of the night you'll have a bad dream or something and wake up and then start thinking about the bad dream. And I mean, we do things like I take melatonin, and that gets me to sleep pretty good. Then I wake up at 2 or 3 and I start thinking. So with anything that's going on in your body, you have all these thoughts of what could happen, what can happen, what shouldn't happen, what should happen, and what probably might happen, what may not happen. So once all those thoughts get done, I'll be able to sleep a little better, I'm sure, if they ever get done. Anyway, so my husband is dealing with that as well, and he is playing tennis right now. He's out and about playing tennis and having fun. So I hope to be able to join him hopefully in January, maybe December, after my follow-up with my doctor about my surgery. Anyway, after that, I hope to get back on the tennis court and back on the golf course, of course. So other than that, I think there's nothing unusual about what I'm dealing with. I think as I read things on Facebook, the support group I joined on Facebook, the support groups I joined on Facebook, people are going through so much more than I am, and I feel very fortunate that I'm in such great hands, and my caregivers are awesome, my doctors are terrific, the nurses are wonderful, and I feel very fortunate in that. So I read these posts on Facebook that they make me go, oh my gosh, holy cow, oh my, this is terrible. And so if you pray, please pray for people with cancer. It's never easy, but this one is tough because it's aggressive, clearly, and there's no stopping it. There are certain mitigating things you can do, but the studies that I've read, your progression-free survival time is probably enhanced a little bit with chemotherapies and maybe radiation and maybe estrogen blockers, but your overall survival rate is different. So I've been studying a lot about that to try to get an idea of what to expect, what to hope for, what to pray for. So if you have a couple extra prayers to give, you might want to give those to people with cancer. I never dawned on me I'd ever have it. Now I'm one of the, other people, as they say. Only other people get this. Somebody else will get this. Somebody else will deal with that. Well, now I'm that somebody else, and it's quite the journey. So thank you for listening today, and have a great Thanksgiving, and take some time to be thankful for all that God has given you, your family, your friends, and good health. Thanks. And gobble till you wobble.